whatever the beauty we have in our surrounding, that is the heaven according to the poet Kuvempu. He continues with the same idea and further feels that if we cannot be gods, then there can be no gods. And in the same way with heavenly nymphs. The presence of the moon further tries to create heavenly atmosphere, and this beautiful nature has experienced. Hello everyone, I am Babita Tamaya, lecturer, Department of English, Vidhyaashram Pre-University College, the Temple of Excellence, Mysuru. In my previous revision class, I revised the chapter, The Gardener. In my today's revision class, I'll be revising the poem, Heaven If You're Not on Earth, written by Kuvempu, and it is translated by Professor Nagana. From this poem, you can expect one 1-mark question and one 6-mark question. So let's see the synopsis of this chapter before moving on to the question and answers. The poet feels that heaven cannot be anywhere else other than earth. So what the poet says that heaven is not there anywhere else other than earth. For poet, what is heaven? Where is heaven? Heaven is on earth, as per the poet. But what do we know about heaven, or what we have heard from our grandparents about heaven? He continues with the same idea and further feels that if we cannot be gods, then there can be no gods. And in the same way with heavenly nymphs. So here, what our grandparents had told about heaven for us. If you have done anything good in your life, you will reach heaven once you're dead. If you have done anything worse, anything bad, then you're going to hell. This is the story what we have heard from our grandparents. But the one who is dead, have they come back and told us whether they had gone to hell or heaven? They have not told us. But we assume ourselves by listening to the stories that if you have done good anything in our life, we'll go to heaven or else to hell. That is what we heard. But here, the poet says that the nature or the earth itself is heaven for him. And he also says that, can we be gods for ourselves? Have we seen God? Really, no. But yes, where we have seen God? We have seen God in the photo frames or is in the calendar. But in real, no one has seen the God. When we ourselves cannot be a God, as per the poet says that there are no gods also. In the same way, once the people says that in heaven there are nymphs. Nymphs, it means to say that angels. Like Rambe, Urvashi and Menake. They say that they are beautiful angels in heaven. Have we seen? Can we ourselves become an angel? Really, no. When there is no God, we cannot be a God anywhere. And when there are no nymphs or when there are no angels, we ourselves cannot be angels. And the only thing he says that the nature, the earth itself is heaven as per the poet. The next one, a river or stream rushes fast and reaches the sea and loses its identity, and the waves roll back as surf onto the shore. Next, he is describing the beauty of the nature. How does he describe? He says that a river or a stream rushes fast and reaches the sea. So, when we go to some hilly areas like Chikmagalur side or any waterfalls, you can see the stream or the water falling from top to bottom. So, that is the beauty of nature. That is heaven as per the poet. And he also says that reaches the sea and loses his identity, and the waves roll back as a surf onto the shore. So when you go to the sea, that too at late night, you can see the waves rolling like a surf and coming near the shore. So that is the beauty of earth. So you can find all these stuff only on earth but not in heaven. So the poet Kuvempu says that heaven is on earth, not the place what we have heard from our grandparents. The sunshine is quite tender and acceptable to nature, and this sunshine is spread throughout the green gardens. Where is the sunshine spread? The sunshine is spread throughout the green verdant gardens. So early morning, when you come out of your house, if there is a rose garden, and you can see the water droplets on the rose, that is the mist falling, so it really looks beautiful. Early morning sunshine or the sunlight, what we see every day, that is heaven as per the poet. The presence of the moon further tries to create heavenly atmosphere, and this beautiful nature has experienced. So during the time of the harvest, so once the harvest is done, the crops will be left in the field for 3 days. So the moonlight, when the moonlight falls at night on that harvest crops, it really looks beautiful. Do you find such beauty in heaven? Really? No, we'll not find all those stuff, but we can see all such beauty on earth, not in heaven. And this creature of literature is bound to create heaven on earth, and in these circumstances, the poet creates heaven through his poem or song. So where does he create heaven? He creates heaven on earth, and the same thing he has, whatever the experience, whatever the beauty he has seen in his life, that one he has shared through his poem or has a song. So, as per the poet, where is heaven? The heaven lies on earth. Whatever the beauty we have in our surrounding, that is the heaven according to the poet Kuvempu. Let's move on with the 1-mark questions here. According to the poet, heaven is. According to the poet, where is heaven? Is it on earth, within us, elsewhere? So, it is on earth. The heaven is on earth. Who creates heaven on earth? So, the poet creates heaven on earth. The poet finds God in nature, earth and temple. Where does he find the God? He finds the God in nature. What does the line, heaven lies all over, suggest? The splendor harvest and the moonlit night suggest heaven lies all over. Mention one of the things that makes this earth heaven. So there are 3 answers here. I have put all the 3 answers. In the 3, you can write any one because I have asked for any one. Mention any one or mention the things if they ask. You need to write all the 3. So what are the things here? The gentle sun, roaring stream, roaring like a surf. All these 3 things makes the earth look like a heaven. Where does heaven lie? Heaven lies in the song of nectar. How does the poet create heaven on earth? How does he create? He creates heaven by imbibing the beauty of nature and spilling the nectar. Where does the tender sunshine lean? The tender sunshine lean on the verdant gardens. Moving on to the 6-mark question. Heaven lies all over. How is this brought out in heaven if you're not on earth? Or else, heaven is creation of one's own mind. Explain with reference to heaven if you're not on earth. This question can be asked in 2 ways, either this or this one. The poet feels that heaven cannot be anywhere else on earth because it is believed that heaven is supposed to be on a higher field far away from the earth, and it is the only blessed who can reach them. Added to it, nobody who has visited heaven has come back to report the nature of it, and it remains a mystery. As I told in the synopsis itself, what we know about heaven, that is once we are dead, if you have done anything good, you'll go and reach to heaven or else to the hell. But the people who are dead, have they come back and reported to us about anything about the heaven? Really? No. But it all remains a mystery. It is all the stories told by our grandparents, and we listen and we also feel that if we have done anything good, we'll go to heaven or else to hell. It has remained like a mystery. No one really knows about it. What is there in heaven? Is there really heaven or no? Is there any hell? We really don't know. It's a question mark. That is the main reason people are advised to do good to reach heaven. So why the people are advised to do good? Because to reach heaven, people are supposed to do good things in their life. The poet feels that heaven cannot be anywhere else other than earth. So what does the poet says? The heaven is on earth and nowhere else. He continues the same idea and further feels that if we cannot be gods, then there can be no gods. And in the same way, if we cannot be a nymphs, there are no heavenly nymphs. Beautiful description of the nature is presented. So here you can see the beautiful description of nature given by the poet, that is Kuvempu. A river or stream rushes fast and reaches the sea and loses its identity, and the waves roll back as surf onto the shore. The sunshine is quite tender and acceptable to nature, and this sunshine is spread through the green gardens. As I told, now he is expressing the beauty of the nature. The rivers or the stream which rushes fast, which moves fast. Can you see that kind of a nature in heaven? Really? No. And also he says about the sea. So during night, you can see the waves rolling like a surf, coming and reaching onto the shore. That is the beauty of nature. And he also speaks about the sunshine, that is the early morning sunlight, which falls on the greenish garden, that is greenish verdant gardens. So that makes the face of the heaven fine. When he sees a combination of beautifully working nature, it seems equated to heaven. The poet tries to describe the joy of good harvest as experienced by the farmers, and when it is night, the presence of the moon further tries to create heavenly atmosphere, and this beautiful nature has experienced by the poet and is converted into words and written in the form of a lyric or a poem. I told earlier itself, so once the harvest is done, the crop will be left in the field for 3 days. So during night, when the moonlight falls on that field, so that makes the earth beautiful. And after seeing all those stuff that is in the nature, whatever the experience he had in his life about the nature or about the earth, he has created or written in the form of lyric or in the form of a poem. And this creature of literature is bound to create heaven on earth, and in these circumstances, the poet creates heaven through his poem or song. So where does he create heaven? He creates heaven on earth, not anywhere else. As he has seen the beauty of the nature and what he has enjoyed the beauty, and that experience he has written in a form of lyric or in the form of a poem. So where does the poet creates heaven? The poet creates heaven on earth. That's all about the poem Heaven If You're Not on Earth. In my next revision class, I'll be revising the chapter 11, Japan and Brazil Through a Traveler's Eye. Until then, have a good day. Thank you.